Well, a lovely warm welcome to my channel. I'm in Wales at the moment. It's a beautiful spring day here, and if you have a look over the garden gate you can see beautiful spring lambs. It's a very, very, very lovely day today. Actually got the sun today. So I'm bringing you outside to show you this plant. Now this is actually an indoors plant, and it's called an African violet. And the reason I want to make this video is because we've just had Mother's Day quite recently in the United Kingdom, and this is a really, really great plant to buy as a present, particularly if you've got a female in your family. Maybe it's their birthday, or you just want to say thank you for something. Really, you can't go wrong with these. My dear late mother absolutely adored them, and they are, as the name suggests, African, and they are actually one of the easiest plants to grow as long as you know what to do with them. As I say, they're fully indoors, so you can keep them on the kitchen windowsill, but you don't want to choose a sunny windowsill. They don't like to be burnt by the sun. So a north-facing window is absolutely fine. And when you buy them at the garden centre, you can expect to pay between £6 and £9 for the plant itself. I've actually put it into a Laura Ashley pot, which I bought at the same time, bringing the total cost of the plant and the pot to about £19. So depending on your budget, you can either buy the plant itself, or you can dress it up and give it with a pot. But either or, it's an absolutely fantastic present. They come in several different colours, pink, white and several shades of violet, and this particular one I love because I'll show you a close-up. The flowers are absolutely fantastic. Look at that. They have the most gorgeous deep violet colouring with yellow centres, and this has now been flowering since Mother's Day in the UK, which is a long time ago, probably about three to 4 weeks of the flowering. And when I bought this, I actually bought it in my late mum's memory, and she used to grow them in the kitchen, and I couldn't believe how many different plants she used to have when I was little, all over the kitchen surfaces, all over the windowsill, and the more cuttings she took, the more she had. But I think she had it off to a fine art how to care for them, and there are some really important points with these if you don't want to see them die very quickly. What you have to do is make sure that you water them thoroughly, but don't water them again until the compost is completely dry. Now by that I mean if you put your finger into it, you don't want to see any soil coming off. Now this is ready for watering, which is why I thought I'd show you. There's absolutely no moisture whatsoever in the soil. And what you have to do is water them and then leave them. So you could be looking at 2 to 3 weeks. It depends on how warm it is in the room, but certainly just warm the water. Either put it get out the tap and leave it to warm up to room temperature, or you can put a little bit of kettle water into it just to take the edge off, because they don't want to be shocked with really cold water. But give them a thorough soak, and then don't be tempted to top them up or worry about them, which is why it's a great thing, because if you want to go on holiday, you can give them a good soak and then you can leave them and they'll be perfectly fine. When they do need watering, if you leave them a little bit too long, the leaves will start to wilt a little bit, but as soon as you water them again, they'll perk up. As the actual flowers themselves die, you just pinch them out. So then another one will come underneath. They don't flower all the time, all year round. They do have a rest, and then when they have a rest, you can just leave them, or you can take cuttings. Now taking cuttings is an absolute doddle, because you just basically take one of the leaves, put it into a milk bottle or some water, keep changing the water so the water stays nice and fresh, and within about 4 to 6 weeks you'll see the roots starting to form, and then you can pot them on. So they're absolutely easy to grow like that. The most important other thing to remember is that put them in some free draining compost. Obviously when you buy them they're already going to be fine, so that's fine for a while. But then if you look at this one, I've got it sitting on some stones. Now any kind of stones or gravel is perfect, and the reason for this is you don't want the pot sitting in water. So don't be tempted when you go on holiday to think, oh, I'll put this in some water. Don't do that. Get the soil, get the stones in the bottom of the pot, water it thoroughly, and then leave it so that it's not sitting in water, because they do not like to be soaking in water. So apart from that, they really are easy to grow. My mum actually used to, when they weren't flowering, she used to put them quite near the kettle, which I don't know if that's actually what you should do, but she used to do it. I know they don't like to be misted with water, so quite how she got away with that I don't know, but I think she only did that when they weren't flowering, and I think it was just to increase the humidity a little bit. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. It's just what my late mum used to do. But as you can see, it's an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous plant. The sun's just coming out now, so it's difficult to photograph it properly because I'm becoming in the shade of it. But my goodness me, what a wonderful plant, and a lovely, lovely present for anyone, I think, who loves flowers. And so I highly recommend it. African violets, inexpensive and easy to grow as long as you know what you're doing. Keep them watered, but then let them dry completely out. Sit them in some gravel. Put them on a nice north-facing windowsill, out of direct sun, but in the sun. So basically by that I mean in the light, not the sun, in the light, but not directly on a south-facing windowsill, and you'll be absolutely fine.